was a truck driver. Over the road, I did regional, and I was making T-shirts on the truck. We had an inverter built in, so I had to use the machine one by one. At first, it
Wow.
was just a hobby, and I'm like, I actually love this. I'm like, I could do it at any time I want. Pretty much a entrepreneur. You take your risk. You make your own flexible schedule and everything. And I'm like, hey, why not? And I'm like, this is something that I love, and I enjoy it. Like every time I get an order, it's just the excitement of creating, designing, and making sure that my customers are happy.
Life that I'm living. Sit back, chill, and start about our business with the focus. Making millions is the stuff that dreams are made of. And no. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Let's Talk Business. It's always a pleasure to have our guests come on the show so they can share their journey and the things that they have went through so they can inspire others who are focusing on the entrepreneurship journey and business ownership. Today we have with us a local business owner, and her name is August Jones, and we're looking forward to hearing her journey. So Miss August, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good, good. So with that being said, August, you and I, we've met at the college over at Ivy Tech.
Yes.
And we've also done some business, and you helped my family and I with our family reunion.
Yes.
in connection with some design shirts.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk a little bit about your background.
Okay.
So where you from?
I'm from Chicago, Illinois, the South Side.
Okay, Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good stuff. So when did you find yourself coming here in the Indiana area?
Oh, long journey. So I left Chicago at 20, and I moved to Minnesota, Rochester, Minnesota, and then I went to Kansas City, Missouri, and then I moved here, and I
Okay.
married my husband, my childhood friend.
Oh, nice,
Yep.
nice. So a little moving around. There.
Yeah,
Very good.
and I got it right finally.
Nice, nice. So with that being said, when it comes to your educational background, what is that?
So I graduated from Dunbar Vocational High School. I was in the medical field. I was set on being a nurse. I wanted to be a nurse. I did internships at the pharmacy, a Walgreens pharmacy. I did internships at the VA hospital, and I did healthcare all the way actually up to coming here. I started the nursing program at Ivy Tech, and then I just stopped. I'm like, hey, I'm not ready. Maybe, it was just in over my head. And then in the midst of that, I just found my love for what I do now, which is making T-shirts and stuff like that. And so I joined the Ivy Tech business program. And it was just a business program at first until I had to go to the business office. And on the side of the wall, I seen they had an entrepreneurship program. I'm like, that's what I want. So I did some research, and I was like actually lucky to get inside the program, because at first I was almost like close to that deadline, but I was able to get in, and it was just a lovely experience.
Okay.
And I graduated from that program this past May.
Nice.
So-
Well, congratulations with that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So you graduated from the School of Entrepreneurship in May, and you are presently in the School of Business?
Yes, right now. Yep, I'm continuing that, and I graduate in May from that next May.
Nice.
Yep,
nice.
with my associates. So.
Okay, well, you're going with your bad self. That's what I'm talking
Yeah, I'm
about.
trying.
Yeah. So earlier you mentioned that, you fell in love with designing shirts. So how did that happen?
Well, it started as a hobby. I was a truck driver. Over the road, I did regional, and I was making T-shirts on the truck. We had an inverter built in, so I had to use the machine one by one. At first, it was just a hobby, and I'm like, I actually love this. I'm like, I could do it at any time I want. Pretty much an entrepreneur. You take your risk. You make your own flexible schedule and everything. And I'm like, hey, why not? And I'm like, this is something that I love, and I enjoy it. Like every time I get an order, it's just the excitement of creating, designing, and making sure that my customers are happy. So I enjoyed that aspect of it.
Okay, good, good. So you are definitely a innovator, and you're a person that likes to create things.
Yes.
And so that's where you get the sense of joy from what
Yes.
you do.
And the challenges within it too, because sometimes I find myself stuck, and I gotta, how can I, what can I do to solve this problem? Sometimes I gotta sleep on it. Sometimes there's a lot of trial and error within the business industry, but I finally get it, and I won't send it out unless my customers are happy.
Okay.
And no matter how many times I have to say, hey, is this okay? No, okay, I'll do it again. Is this okay? And we go from there.
Okay. Well, prior to you getting into that that particular field, you know, the fashion industry,
Mm-hmm.
did you do any research prior to saying, let me get involved in this industry, or did you even identify it as being part of the fashion industry?
Nope. I bought a Cricut and I went from there.
Okay.
Nope, I just did everything, and my research came within from losing a lot of money.
Ooh.
Within it came from losing money and, you know, messing up material and have to run back and get more T-shirts, have to get more vinyl and everything. And then after that, I just expanded to creating tumblers, creating like pet tags, dog tags, and, you know, basically catering to, you know, weddings, baby showers, you know, corporate events, anything.
Okay.
Everything.
Anything and everything. I hear that. Yeah. You know, I appreciate you talking about that because, you know, you mentioned about the risk you took. You even talking about the losses that you took, you know, make you think about the profit and loss statements that most companies have to help them identify those losses when it comes to that. You know, I wanted to ask you, as I'm listening to you, it sounds like you saw this as an opportunity, you tried it, and you delved right into it. Now, did you have a business plan before you did it, or did it come later? Okay.
In the beginning, no. It was just me, just doing what felt right, and then learning, you know, learning as I went. And I learned the most in my entrepreneurship program. Got all my numbers right, you know, created my business plan, make sure it was right. Did my lean canvas and everything, just, you know, step by step the correct way. And I had a lot of good mentors to help me, you know, go through that. Shout out to Ange, Logan, and Nick.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was a journey, but even to this day, I'm still learning, you know, as I go. But I have my business plan, you know. I know what I want, you know. I know what to do differently. I know what not to do. And then my big thing about it is when I hear other people going into it, I try to help them as much as I can so they don't lose as much as I did. You know, they're going to have their own trial and error, but, you know, the things that could be preventable. That's what I try to teach and put out there. You know, it's so many people who charge, you know, thousands of dollars for these programs and stuff. And I'm like, hey, just take it, you know. Just, I want you to gain from it because there's money out here for everybody.
Yeah.
So that's how I look at it.
Okay, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. That's a wonderful viewpoint to have because you want to see other people succeed. You already got the ability to be a mentor for someone else right now because you said you want to help others. You know, you bring up about your mentors. You mentioned Ange, Logan, and who was the other person? Nick.
Yep.
Okay. Now, these were individuals that were your first mentors for business?
Yep, for the business program. My very first. It was Ange, and she went on maternity leave. Congratulations.
Okay.
And then I had Matt for the next semester, and then I had Nick. And actually, my last semester, I was the only one in the class, so I got all the juice.
Gotcha.
Yes, and so with each one, I learned, you know, different things. Well, Ange, she was like basically teaching us like the marketing side and, you know, being sure that we had our business plan. Mac, he was more of, you know, he looked at, you know, the numbers and, you know, what you should do, you know, he kind of gave us advice, but, you know, left it up to us to, hey, this is your business, so you choose what you do.
Okay.
And Nick was also like the numbers guy too. And whatever you know, you had an issue with or whatever question you had, all of them was all there, you know, to help, you know.
Okay.
So
yeah, so that journey.
It made it easier. They made it easier for me.
Okay.
I felt like a weight was lifted off my shoulder because it wasn't as hard as I thought it was, you know. When you think business, you just think, you know, sometimes it could be complex, but they made it easy.
Okay.
You know.
Okay, so you've given pretty much the audience a heightened viewpoint of the importance, again, as we talk about in this show, of mentorship. And you mentioned how they made it so much more easier for you because you obviously didn't feel alone on your journey.
Nope, I didn't. They was always there, and anytime I, you know, had a question they didn't know the answer to, they'll reach out to someone else, and they were very resourceful. Like very resourceful as far as like, you know, grants and the pitch competitions and everything, you know, what to look out for. Hey, it's this event coming up, or I know someone who needs this. They were always there and just always supportive. And I really like that.
Nice.
And Ivy Tech as a whole too, just very supportive. Faculty and staff, everyone, nobody ever made me feel like I was a burden to them. So,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Well, shout out to Ivy Tech
Shout out
Community
to Ivy
College.
Tech.
Yeah, they did what they need to do to help you succeed. And obviously, with you focusing on business, the School of Business, I think you said you're going for the business administration.
Administration, yes.
Okay. So you're continually to invest in yourself and to learn more about business.
Yeah.
You know, you're getting the information that you might find yourself incorporating into your journey. Let's talk about a little bit about the establishment of your company. Before we even talk about the establishment of the company, in fact, let's talk about the company. What's the name of the company?
Coco Diesel Creations.
Okay.
Yep. Every creation for every occasion.
Okay. And when it comes to your products, what are some of the products that you have?
So I have T-shirts. I make the tumblers, the ones that stay hot and cold. I make pet tags, customized water bottles, chip bags, like pretty much like a party event package, pretty much. Just whatever anybody want, anything custom.
Okay.
But main focus really is T-shirts. You know, if you have a business and you want business T-shirts or birthday parties, whatever you want.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice. So was there somebody that, you know, before you said, I'm going to focus on T-shirts, was there anybody, a celebrity of any sort that, you know, like Damon John, or was it somebody that inspired you to say, I want to go into that field, or is it something else?
Well, there is a well-known individual in Chicago. The name of his business is DJ Tellum Customs, and he has a shop, and he is wonderful. He is well known, and he does his thing.
Okay.
And so I look at his stuff, and he inspires me, you know, like, hey, I can do this. I just got to keep working at it, because he's been doing it for a long time. And, you know, I even reached out to him, you know, to interview him and, you know, ask him questions and stuff like that. And he's a really nice, you know, gentleman and everything. And, hey, I learned a lot from him, you know?
Okay.
And I like to network. I like to, you know, interview other people and get into, you know, hey, what made you start this? You know, what advice do you have for me? You know, I like to network a lot, so.
Okay.
He was one of the ones that
he was one of them? Okay, got you. So, and that's good, because, you know, again, when you're going into a field, you know, some of our audience, they're like yourself, who have a passion, has a desire, they want to do something. And from our last guest that we had, they talked about sometimes you just got to get into it, you know. You're not going to know everything.
No.
And obviously you're another testimony to that you don't know a whole lot about the industry.
Right.
Even though it's a very competitive
competitive.
industry. Have you learned that already?
Yeah, definitely in South Bend.
Definitely in South Bend?
Yeah, definitely in South Bend.
Yeah.
In one of my business classes, it was, what is the name of that class with Mr. Hargrave? Oh, Business 101. We had an assignment where we had to go and interview someone in our profession. And I went over to I Candy Express, and she started outside of her home. And, you know, one of her biggest customers was her husband, because he had a gym and everything. And, you know, she was telling me the struggles that she had, and it was similar to mine. You know, she said she just started, you know, she funded her business, you know, with her own paychecks and everything, kind of like same thing I did. And so it was like very inspiring. And I had like, that was like another like weight lifted off my shoulder, because I'm like, hey, you know, these people struggled, but they made it through. She has a brick and mortar and doing very well for herself. So, yeah.
And, you know, we want to send a shout out to all those company business owners that show that type of support. You heard her say that she went to someone who's in the industry and talked to them, and they were very open with her and supporting her, not looking at you as a future competition.
Right.
They looked at you as a person that they can help.
Yep.
And see, I appreciate you sharing that.
They didn't turn me down.
Didn't turn you down.
I appreciate that, and I wouldn't turn anybody else down. So.
Nice. Well, let's talk a little bit about the business as far as its progression.
Okay.
You've shared your products with us. We're thankful for that, and we now know what you do and the company name. But when it came to the establishment of your company, tell us a little bit about that.
So it started July 15, 2022. And one of my first customers were my truck driving friends. They're from Florida, from North Carolina, South Carolina, Texas, and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just on video chat with them, just making, just making my T-shirt. And they say, "Hey, I want one. I want one too," And it just grew from there, and it was just word of mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And since then, it's been word of mouth. But recently, I did start my. I created my website and everything. People like, "Hey, you need to get a website," but it just started with them supporting me. My husband also seeing, how, passionate I was about this and just supporting me, purchasing equipment for me and everything. So it just started by word of mouth, little by little.
Yeah, good stuff.
And it's
Good
like,
stuff.
some days, are slow, and then you have some days where you're like, "Oh, I got some orders, okay."
Yeah.
And they were like, "Hey, so-and-so referred me and everything." So it's been going well. And one thing that I do for my customers, it's like a customer incentive. So what I do is, if I find a new way to design a shirt or something like that, I send it to them. And I'm like, "Hey, I have these new shirts. I wanted to check it out, see how it feels and everything." And what that does is encourages bulk buying and repetitive, repeat orders and everything. And they say, "Hey, give me 15 of those, give me 10 of those," and it just grows from there. And I always stick my business cards in the bag.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, "Hey,
Yeah.
refer me to your friends or whoever, family," and it goes from there.
Yeah.
But besides its downs, it's been just like it's been a journey.
Okay.
But it's been a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a student for the rest of my life, so I'm always gonna learn something about it, because I don't know everything.
Yeah.
But I'm eager to learn more.
Okay.
And to continue to grow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have the support, and that's good. That's really nice that you have that support. Shout out to the husband that's buying the heavy equipment. We appreciate it.
One day I hope to have, a brick and mortar.
Okay.
I'm hoping to create my shop and, sell other products that is hard for business owners to find.
Okay.
Like myself, yeah. Because South Bend, it's kind of tough finding the things that you need, and sometimes you got to go out of town. And if you don't want to do that, they could come right to my shop.
Okay. Beautiful, beautiful. Well, let's back up just a little bit, because you gave us a touch on that future, and I'm glad, and we're going to delve into that. I'm glad that you brought that up. That vision is so clear. When you think about that business plan, and obviously they helped you with that business plan in the actual entrepreneurship program. Okay, so as you put that business plan together, because we talk so much about it on the show, and we can't emphasize it enough, because as one previous guest mentioned, it's a living document. Did you find yourself making changes to it as your company has been progressing?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine. And I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that, because here's the reason I asked that. Here's the reason. So this is why we're going to go back a little bit. So when it came to establishing your business with the state of Indiana, it's a LLC?
LLC.
Okay. Who helped you with that process?
I did.
Okay.
And then if I wasn't confident about something, I get on the phone and I reach out like, "Hey, did I fill this out right? Did I fill the correct form out right? Is it something else that I need to do?" And I also brought it to Anjan, like, "Hey, does this look right? Like, is this something, what can I do? What, what mistakes am I making and stuff?" And one thing about it, they was not afraid to let you know that, something need revamping or anything, or,
Okay.
And I'm teachable. Okay. I can be taught. So
yeah, appreciate that.
But I pretty much did, with their help, I did most of it on my own though. Yeah.
That's
beautiful.
beautiful.
I did do my research about, on that, and, be sure I filed the right forms and everything. So
Okay.
you don't want to get in trouble.
No, you don't. You don't want to have that conflict with the IRS, definitely. No. But more importantly, though, I want to commend you, because you got your company registered with the state of Indiana. So that means it's acknowledged through the state. The state acknowledges your business. You obviously got your EIN, and you've done what you needed to do in the back office, right? So in the entrepreneurship program, they assisted you to get that done, and that's so key that we again talk about the necessary support. Now, when you talk about the future, well, let's not touch the future yet. Let's talk about present. At present, is your company hiring staff, or are you even projecting to do that later?
No, not at the moment. I projected to do it later when I, have a brick and mortar and everything. Right now it's just me, doing it because I'm also in school, and I do work at a nursing home and everything. So I have many different things going for myself. So not right now.
Gotcha. So,
but in the future, it's definitely possible.
Okay. So just so I'm clear, you have a job, you work, you're in school, and you're running your business.
Yes.
My goodness.
Yes, sir.
You got a lot. You mentioned you got a lot going on. How do you balance your schedule to meet the needs for each one?
I don't have children, so
Okay.
I'm also PRN at the nursing home I work at, so I work as needed. I go in whenever I want to or whenever they need me. My class is set to a certain time. I always do night classes because that's best for me. Gotcha. And I stay up studying or something like that. And if I get an order, hey, I'm up doing that as well. And I'm very honest about, my time, with my customers. Like, hey, it's going to take me this long. Is that okay? Or when do you need it by? Right. So, yeah.
Okay. So you have a strong grip on your time management. And you found a way to delegate that time out accordingly.
I learned that at an early age. My mom, she has a catering business. It's been 17 years, and I started, 10 years old helping her. And I've grown up seeing her be this businesswoman, and I learned a lot. Like, I wasn't one of the ones that get to go outside all the time because I had to do yard work or help her with the business or something like that. And, I don't know why I didn't think, maybe because I'm like, I have like this independent mindset. I didn't think to ask her a lot of things about the business, maybe. And maybe because it was like, it wasn't the field I was in, but I'm pretty sure she would have been helpful,
Absolutely.
with some of the aspects of the business and stuff like that, as far as like finances and everything like that. But yeah, I've learned at an early age, just got that drive to just go and push. Don't complain, just do it.
Just do it. Okay. so you left something out and you just brought it to the table. So you had a actual your mother is a business owner in the catering business. And now where is she?
She's in Chicago.
She's in Chicago.
Yep,
okay.
and she's
Hello,
doing
Mom.
very well for herself.
Is she doing very well? So you need to give a shout out and tell us where she at.
Shout out to my mama.
Yeah. What's the name of her company?
Jamila's Creative Catering.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next time in Chicago, I'm gonna have to touch down.
Yep.
Yeah. But what was that like? You mentioned you had to do a lot of hard work. What did she have you doing?
When I was younger, I didn't see it as that. I didn't see it as she was creating a work ethic for me, and like, hey, because she was by herself a lot too, doing her business. She, did it on her own too. Like,
Gotcha.
She had help with like deliveries and stuff like that. But like, on the inside, prepping and being sure, the invoices was correct. And most of the time we had to serve and everything. So it was a lot of, just a lot of packing and, being sure everything was right. Going to the store, I noticed she keep hold of her receipts and everything.
Absolutely.
So that's what I did. When my mama did it, I'm doing
That's
it.
right. Yeah. So unconsciously, your mother was training you, and you didn't even realize it.
I didn't realize it. I didn't realize it at all. But it's just in me. It's just something that's, when it's in you, it's in you. And, it's something that you can't help.
Yeah. That's a beautiful thing. I'm so glad that we touched on that, because that added a layer to the conversation that you had a mentor even at home, and then you got the extended mentors from the education institution. Now, let's talk a little bit about some challenges that you face.
Okay.
The realistic viewpoint that we need to have with this industry. What are some of the challenges you faced and had to overcome?
Let's see. In the middle somewhere, it was finding, the customers a little bit, because South Bend is kind of a place like, if you're popular, you're going to get that business. But if you're not really well known, it's going to be kind of shaky. So like the slow times, like, okay, I want to put more money into my business, but what am I going to do? I want to help, I want to design, I want to create, so that was a challenge. I felt overwhelmed, like, wait, is it not good enough? Does my past customers don't like my products, and they're not saying anything.
Yeah.
You know, as far as creating something and it messed up, it didn't go well. You know, and being afraid that I won't meet the deadline and everything. Finding funding in the beginning. Finding funding, it was hard because you get those no's and you like, what am I doing wrong? And so you try to figure out, hey, and that's where fixing that business plan come in, having to keep recreating, because hey, if they not believing in me, you know, if they don't see anything, then you know, what am I not doing, and what do I need to do? But I'm past that now.
Yeah. Good stuff. Yeah, we're proud of you. We're proud of you. So with that being said, obviously that's how you gave the solution also with the challenge about the business plan, going back to it, revamping it, and you even shared your future prospects for your business. So you see yourself establishing a brick and mortar retail shop, possibly here in the South Bend area. That's what you're thinking about doing.
Yes.
Okay. So South Bend, no, she keep on the lookout. She's gonna establish a storefront for us real soon. Yeah. So I appreciate you sharing that. Now, do me a favor. Look in that camera and you tell them how they can get in contact with you, all right, for your services.
All right. You could contact me at my phone number, 773-793-0139, and I have a website. It is COCODZL22.bigcartel.com.
Okay, bigcartel.com. Like that. Thank you for that. So I just want to tell you, thank you so much for coming on the show, giving us a little bit of your journey, sharing the processes that you've been going through, and more importantly, last question, what keeps you motivated?
People like you who see something in me.
Okay.
People like you.
All right.
Because I really thank you for this opportunity and for seeing something in me enough to bring me on here.
Yeah.
And to say, hey, you're gonna go far.
There
So
you
that
are.
motivates me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, and however we can continue to support you on your journey, you let us know. And thank you again for coming.
Will do. Thank you.
All right. And for you all, we want to thank you again for joining us for another episode of Let's Talk Business. And as always, we encourage all entrepreneurs and business owners in the community of South Bend, Mishawaka, Elkhart even. If you want to come on the show and share your journey to inspire others, let us know. Reach out, all right? All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one. Take care.